Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Question of the day is, what is smart? So I'm curious, when you were a kid, were you labeled smart? Were you labeled average? Were you labeled dumb? Or something in that category? How were you labeled when you were a kid? Me, average, for sure. Nobody ever labeled me smart as a kid. Nobody ever labeled me dumb either. But that's the question of the day. If you would drop it in the comments, dumb, average, or smart, how were you labeled? And then let's reflect. What would that be based on when we were kids? Well, it doesn't matter if you're 70 or 30, right? It's all relative. So what was smart based on when you and I were kids? I'm 67, so when I was a kid, and that's 50 years ago, what was smart? Smart was defined as who had the answers for the quizzes and the tests. Who memorized the answers? That was smart. What inspired this today was Seth Godin's blog, which I'll drop a link to in the comments if you don't already have it. And it's on, I retweeted it on Twitter if you want to go grab it quick and read it. But it struck me as profound and timely and, smart used to be knowing what the facts are and memorizing the facts. So when somebody asked us what the facts were, an answer to a question, we had that at the tip of our tongue. Smart. Smart people got A's on all the tests, right? Because they memorized the answers to the tests. They memorized the data, right? And the point that Seth made in his blog this morning, which is brilliant, is, everybody has the answers now. You don't have to memorize anything. I mean, you can just say, hey Siri, who was the 13th president of the United States? Hey Siri. Will she come on while I'm doing a Facebook Live? No. But say I can just ask Siri and she'll tell me. I can ask her how to spell something. I can ask her who won the World Series in 1937 if there was one. I can ask her anything. I have every fact at my fingertips. I don't need to know how to spell. I don't need to know mathematics. I don't need to know anything. All I need to know is, hey Siri. Which makes me, as a human being, perhaps dumb. Like I'm just a hollow, dumb drone, and Siri has all the intelligence in the world. What's the difference between somebody who holds all of these facts in their brain or delegates it to Siri's hard drive? I don't know. Maybe you're smarter if you delegate it all to Siri. Why do you want all that stuff in your brain? Maybe you could use your brain for something else. And that was Seth's point. Smart today, different things. So let's look at some things that are smart today. How smart is it today to, when you meet somebody new, remember them? Remember their name. So drop in the comments. Do you remember people's names when you meet them or not? It's an epidemic. People don't remember people's names, not 5 seconds after they met them. Why? Well, because we're present to us. And how do we look? And how do we smell? And how do we sound? And we're not present to the person we just met. We're just all about us and our insecurities. So we're not paying attention. We act like we're paying attention. We look like we're paying attention, but we're really not. We're like self-absorbed in this neurotic conversation of low self-esteem. That's why we don't remember people's names, right? So what if you remembered people's names? What if you remember, what if instead of you in a conversation talking all about you and what you think and your stories and all your accomplishments and all your drama, what if instead of that, what if you made the conversation all about other people? Like, what if you were actually curious? What if you asked questions? What if you listened? What if you were totally present? How about that being smart today? How smart is it today to take care of your body? right? So you could have been labeled smart when you were 15, 25, 35, 45, 50 years ago, and been sick and been ignorant about your body, right? But smart people today, they take care of themselves. Smart people take care of their finances. Smart people aren't like the U.S. government. They don't spend more than they earn, right? That's smart. Smart people develop relationships. Smart people keep their word. Smart people have goals. Smart people know how to express their goals. They know how to design their goals. They know how to pursue their goals. Smart people know that whoever I am today is probably somebody quite different than I was 10 or 20 or 30 years ago, and I can be somebody different, quite different, 5 or 10 years from now. Smart people know how to change. Smart people embrace change. Smart people aren't victims, right? You see, every time you turn on the TV on the news today, you see some victim at the gas pump, right? They're like, they get the handle in their hand, and they're like, woe is me, you know, gas used to be, you know, $3.50 a gallon, and now it's $6 a gallon, and I can't drive as much as I used to, and I don't know how I'm going to afford this, right? These are not smart people. These are stupid people. Why? Because they're victims of what? Like, do you think the President of the United States determines what the price of gas is? Did you know that the top 5 oil companies in the United States have record profits this year? Record profits. Why? They just took the Russia thing as an excuse, like they do every time there's some event that gives them an excuse to raise the price of their product. They just raise it through the roof, and they know they can lay it off on the government or lay it off on Russia. Or not smart people stand at the pump and blame the president and be a victim. Not smart people keep buying gasoline guzzling cars instead of buying electric. Not smart people make a couple $100 a month more, right? Like, get up on top of the power curve, make more money instead of being a victim. Buy electric, buy a smaller car, figure out your schedule so you don't drive enough, and divest yourself of all your investments and your 401ks in all the oil companies that are gouging you. This is what smart people do. Smart people today are critical thinkers. Today, like 50 years ago, there was one set of facts. Everybody agreed on what the facts were. Everybody agreed on what 2 plus 2 equaled. Today, because of disinformation and influential, powerful people lying for a living, there's a whole lot of people that aren't sure what 2 plus 2 equals. They think it might equal 6, or it might still equal 2. And when you can't agree on a set of facts, well, then you don't have intelligence, right? Smart people are critical thinkers. Smart people think for themselves. Smart people don't get their opinions from the nightly news, because we haven't had nightly news, folks, since Walter Cronkite. You remember who he was? If you're 40 or younger, you have no idea who I'm talking about. I'm talking about when news was just news. News today is just infomercials, right? Turn on the news. Every broadcaster has their own show. It's like their own reality TV show, right? They all talk about the same thing, but every one of the broadcasters, every one of the anchors, they get to put their own spin on it. The same subject is talked about every half hour. But, now, I get to present it my way. And of course, they all have an agenda, right? It's either liberal or it's conservative. It's not news, it's an infomercial. And we get our opinions from an infomercial? A biased infomercial? Not smart people. Smart people today realize what's going on in the world, and they may watch the news, but they come to their own conclusion. Smart people actually watch both liberal and conservative news, so they can get an awareness of how extremely it's being pitched. Today's one of the most important days in the history of our nation. You could drop in the comments if you know why. I'm also going to drop in the comments, once again, my Bliss Life 10-day personal transformation program. It's free. Sign up for it. You get an audio from me every day for 5 minutes. It'll teach you how to be smart. Now, I'm not saying I'm the smartest person on the planet, but I'm not a drone of an infomercial. I'm not a drone of a politician. I strive to think for myself. Kimmy strives to think for herself. And I encourage you to think for yourself. So maybe a place to start is the Bliss Life 10-day transformation. Sign up for it. If you're already in it, tell us what you're getting from it right here in the comments. If you're watching the replay, drop in replay. And remember, I always like to know where you're from, and so do other people, because when all the oceans dry up, so if you can just look out, like, if that ocean would like recede all the way down, well, Hawaii is part of the mainland. Hawaii is part of the continental United States, and we're all one nation, no longer separated by water.